Rose, it's so good to have you back in the studio. You're with the Frisco Historic Park. How are things over there?
Oh, we're doing great. We had a wonderful Christmas season, and now we're just deep diving into all of our projects.
Yes, there's quite a few projects coming up, including this building sponsor program. This is so important. It sounds pretty fun too.
Yes, this has been going on for many, many years. This is a volunteer program, so we don't ask for monetary donations or anything like that. We're just asking for help in caring and cleaning for the buildings.
Right, and there's 3 buildings, right? And these buildings are kind of have a nice historic artifact to each of them.
Yes, so we have our 1940s log chapel, and that was the first structure built in Frisco specifically for religious purposes.
Oh, wow.
Not until 1940. We also have our Bill's Ranch House, and the Thomas family, which owned that house, was instrumental in keeping Frisco going through those Great Depression years. And then we also have our Woods Cabin. Now, our Woods Cabin is the oldest cabin in the park, dates back to the very beginning of Frisco, and it has been everything you can imagine. It's been a grocery store and a post office and even a madam's house.
Oh, wow.
So it has a ton of history, but each building requires a lot of upkeep.
It does.
So we created this program, and we invite people to sponsor a building and help us clean it about 4 times a year.
That's awesome, Rose. That gives people an opportunity to kind of get into these buildings too, kind of learn a little bit while they're helping out and helping volunteer.
Yes, we teach them how to handle artifacts. We teach them how to put together exhibits. It's a great opportunity for families as well if you want your kids to learn a little bit more about the other side of history.
Right, and I love the historic park's location. It's right there on Main Street. Literally, there's always people kind of walking in and out, and it's a popular destination.
Yes, we've been very busy. It's great. We're year round, so we've been really fortunate.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys made it through that busy holiday season too. Now, I hear you're kind of relaunching the volunteer program. Is that right?
Yes. So the building sponsorship program is kind of our foundation. The bigger volunteer program is going to include a lot of tour guides and a lot of opportunities to help with some of our programming. So the lecture series, some of our field trips. So we'll hopefully have that up and ready by spring, but we wanted to make sure everybody knew about it now so they can plan.
Yes, planning ahead. That's the new trend for 2022. I'm sure people have heard about these lecture series. What is that? That's a speaker that kind of gives people some inside information, right?
Yes, it's been going on for well over a decade now. It's every summer. We just bring speakers in to talk about our favorite Frisco topics, but it does require a lot of work, and so we could use some helping hands this summer. As we all know, we all need some helping hands.
Totally. If people are interested and they might want to apply, should they just go in and see you, or is there an application on the website for that? Or
we'll have the application up this spring. But
Awesome.
if they'd like more information, they just need to drop by the museum and talk to one of us. We would love to chat with them and share more about what we're doing.
I love the historic park, Rose, because you just kind of walk right in there. All your staff is so knowledgeable. Shout out to Blair. He's always great. And the displays in there, you can learn just so much just from walking in.
Yes, we actually are rolling out new displays about twice a year. We're putting out new exhibits. They're small, but we do have things about cosmetics, things about Geneva Lake, and we're doing a community corner now where we highlight nonprofits and some organizations in the area that are doing really cool things for the community.
Wow, that's so cool that you guys are highlighting them. Now, Rose, what's your favorite spot? I would have to say mine is the jail. How about you?
Oh man, that's like saying which one is my favorite child. You know, my favorite one is the Prestrud Staley House. It's this white and yellow house, and it is fairly unique in Frisco. During that time period of the late 1800s, early 1900s, that style of house was not very common. So it's really interesting that that house has survived all of this time, but it's also the home for Peter Prestrud and his family.
Oh, wow.
Which they brought in ski jumping. And as we're about to start on the Olympics, we're actually doing some field trip programming for the local Frisco kids about the history of ski jumping here in Frisco.
Whoa, love that. Everybody loves ski jumping too.
It's really fun, and people used to do it with these massive skis without a lot of the technology we have today. And they just, they would build the ramp themselves with their friends, as many people do, and they just send it right off.
They didn't have the Woodward foam pits back then, right?
No, you're doing it for real every single time.
Rose, well, thank you so much for coming in today. I always learn something new from you. If people want some more information, what's a good website for them to go to?
It's just friscohistoricpark.com.
All right, Rose. Well, I will see you over there soon, and thanks for coming in today.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.